Most people will spend 30 years working and still choose the wrong wealth machine. Some will call real estate safe right before debt traps them for the next decade. Others will avoid stocks their whole life, then realize too late they walked away from one of the most powerful wealth tools ever built. Here is the truth most people do not want to hear. Real estate does not make you rich just because prices go up. It makes you rich if you survive the debt long enough. And stocks are not weak just because they feel volatile. One of these assets gives you the feeling of control. The other gives you actual mathematical power. And once you see that difference, you will never look at wealth the same way again. Because this is not really a debate about which asset feels better. It is a debate about which one actually builds more wealth after you strip away ego, myths, and fake feelings of safety. Most people compare real estate and stocks the wrong way. They think they are comparing one asset against another. They are not. They are usually comparing leverage against pure compounding. That is a completely different conversation. Stocks grow through scale, ownership, reinvestment, and time. Real estate grows through leverage. It lets you control something much larger than the cash you put down. So from the very beginning, these two assets do not win in the same way. And if you miss that point, you miss the entire game. Now here is why stocks get underestimated. Stocks look dangerous because they move in public. They fall in front of you. They turn red in front of you. They expose your fear in real time. Real estate hides its pain better. Your house price does not flash red on your phone every morning, so it feels calmer. It feels safer. It feels more solid. But calm is not the same as better. That is where people get fooled, because the long-term math of stocks is brutal. A small amount of money, left alone long enough, can turn into something massive. No tenant, no roof repair, no leaking pipe, no late-night phone call, just capital, quietly compounding through businesses. That is why stocks are so deceptive. They look messy up close, but from far away, they are one of the cleanest wealth machines ever created. Now let's talk about why real estate feels so powerful. Because this is where people fall in love. You put down a relatively small amount of money, but you control a much bigger asset. It is like showing up with the price of a motorcycle and driving away in a luxury SUV. That is what leverage feels like. You are not just buying an asset. You are controlling something far bigger than the cash you started with. And when prices rise, that feels incredible. It feels smart. It feels adult. It feels like real wealth. But leverage does not make you a genius. It makes your outcome louder. If you bought well, leverage amplifies the win. If you bought badly, leverage amplifies the pain. And that pain is personal. It is not just a number on a screen. It is your monthly payment, your stress, your cash flow, your sleep. And this is where most people get blindsided. Because the real question is not which asset goes up more. The real question is this: which asset can make you look rich while quietly making you fragile? Real estate does not usually fail all at once. It fails by squeezing you slowly. A property can go up in value while your life gets tighter. You can look wealthier on paper, and feel more trapped in real life. That is the part nobody puts in the sales pitch. The mortgage, the maintenance, the taxes, the insurance, the repairs, the surprise costs, the pressure to hold on even when life changes. So here is the belief that needs to be broken. Real estate does not make you rich just because it goes up. It makes you rich when you survive the debt long enough. Now we get to the real divide. Real estate often wins on feeling. Stocks often win on structure. That is a huge difference. People trust real estate because they can touch it. They can see it, walk through it, fix it, show it to their family. It feels real. Stocks do not give you that emotional comfort, but feelings do not build wealth. Structure does. With stocks, you can spread your money across many businesses. You can diversify faster. You can scale faster. You can stay more liquid. And you can do it without tying your future to one property, one zip code, one tenant, or one debt-heavy decision. That is why stocks can feel more chaotic, while actually being more flexible. And flexibility matters. Because wealth is not just about growing money. It is about growing money without slowly losing your freedom. So which one actually makes you richer? The honest answer is, both can make you rich. But they do it in very different ways. Real estate can create sharp wealth jumps through leverage. Stocks can build durable wealth through compounding. Real estate can make you feel powerful faster. Stocks can make you stronger over longer periods of time. And the people who build real wealth usually understand both. They do not worship one tribe. They use real estate to amplify wealth, and they use stocks to expand wealth. Now here is the uncomfortable part. Most people will still choose real estate first because it feels safer. Only a smaller group understands why stocks may be the better machine for lasting wealth. So which group are you in? Comment one line. Real estate builds real wealth. Or, stocks are the true wealth machine.